It's always game day in Cleveland. Welcome back. We appreciate everyone who's listening to us on the Odyssey app, listening to the podcast. Thank you for subscribing. We're glad you're on board. We know we got a lot of new folks who are watching now on YouTube, and we appreciate that too. So want to hit us up on Twitter or Instagram at GameDayCLE. All right, Daryl, explain to everybody, we were talking about the fans earlier in this thing, why you absolutely want Deshaun Watson to work.
Well, because you want Deshaun Watson and Kevin Stefanski to work, because if they fire Kevin at the end of the year, you have to start all over again. Like, new offensive system, you're setting yourself back again, and you don't want that. Like, I think Kevin Stefanski made Baker Mayfield look really, really good when Baker Mayfield was healthy.
Yes.
Kevin Stefanski made Jacoby Brissett look really, really good. Okay, and again, I realize 4-7, whatever. The defense sucked. That's why they went 4-7. They didn't go 4-7 because Jacoby Brissett was terrible. They went 4-7 in those 11 games without Deshaun because the defense couldn't stop anybody. So, and I believe that Kevin, once Deshaun is able to get healthy and get between the ears right and get his body right and just get out there and get into the rhythm of playing each and every week here now, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Kevin's going to put this guy in position to be successful. But if every week it's, people talk about firing the coach after the 49er win. People talk about firing the coach after the Colts win, is just asinine to me. It's defeatist fan mentality. You're just so traumatized by everything that has happened in the last 25 years with this organization. Kevin Stefanski's not a dumbass. Andrew Berry's not a dumbass. You've got adults running this organization. Do I agree with every move that Andrew Berry's made as GM? No, I do not. But I respect him, and I think he's really good at his job, okay? And my opinion, in the grand scheme of things, doesn't really matter. Do I agree with everything that Kevin Stefanski does as head coach of this team? No, I don't. But I respect Kevin. I think he's really, really good at his job. And is he a flashy coach to listen to? No. In fact, there are times, quite frankly, and I love you, Kevin, but you're boring as hell to listen to. But you know what? That's also by design. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I've seen Kevin show personality when the cameras and the microphones are off. And he's a great guy. He's an intelligent guy. He's a good football man. So I just, like, unless he does something just egregiously stupid that sets the organization back, I can't bring this to, like, we could sit here and debate play calls. Okay, what, like you said earlier, was it smart waiting for that fourth down to run the ball on the goal line or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
We can debate that. That's the fun of what we do. That's the fun of being a fan.
Right.
But that's not a fireable offense.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's the one thing fans constantly cling to that drives me nuts, is everything goes to, it didn't go according to plan, or it didn't go perfectly, so fire the coach. The coach is an idiot. Get him out of here. Like, I can't do it anymore, because and you as fans should absolutely want Deshaun and Kevin to work, because if it does, awesome things are going to happen for your football team. If it doesn't, bad things are going to happen to your football team. That's where you're at right now. So need Deshaun to get his shoulder right. Again, I'm not criticizing Deshaun because he's hurt. I'm criticizing the situation, the fact that we have to go through the same crap that we just went through with his day-to-day nonsense. It took 3 weeks of day-to-day BS before we got, yep, he's going to play, he's going to start, he starts, whatever, and then he lasted one freaking hit. And now we're back, reset everything, we're back to day-to-day. And who knows? It might take a week, it might take 2 weeks, it might 3, 4, whatever, right? He's probably getting more tests on the shoulder, getting it looked at, and that's all well and good, but, like, this is not the season to be having to scroll around with your quarterback situation, because this defense is that freaking good. You have a kicker that's a weapon, and I'm, again, barbecue sauce on my crow, because I was not convinced that Dustin Hopkins was going to come in here and do what he has done. So tip of the cap to Dustin. Awesome. Great dude, by the way. He's been fantastic. But yeah, I mean, they need Deshaun to get right, get healthy, because I just feel like this team is good enough to do something special this year. But if he's not healthy, Andy, they might be up the creek without a paddle. And that is going to be really, really sad to think about.
All right, Daryl, I want to spend the last couple minutes here talking about the AFC North and what happened in the AFC North on Sunday. The Browns go on to win. So they are now, 4-2? And you look at the rest of the AFC North, and the Ravens now sit at 5-2 with a impressive win over Detroit, because everyone, their media darlings. Detroit has been, they were 5-1 going into this. The Bengals had the day off, and the Steelers won out in LA. So everybody in the AFC North is now riding a 2-game winning streak. The way you want to look at it, they got a little separation from the Bengals, which is good. But this AFC North, again, I think it's where we thought it was going to be, and it keeps compacting and compacting.
Well, they're the only division in the NFL right now, Andy, that everybody has at least 3 wins. But yeah, I mean, it's a logjam. They're a half game out of first place. Obviously, they lose the tiebreaker right now with the Steelers because they lost that game in Pittsburgh. But look. I think what helps the Browns is that they won back-to-back games. Okay, they temporarily are off the win one, lose one roller coaster that they were on. They haven't won 3 games in a row since the 2021 season, because they last season they won back-to-back games just once.
Right.
So this is a big one coming up in Seattle. We'll get into that on our podcast later this week. Mm-hmm. But this division is living up to what I thought it was going to be, and that is the best division in the NFL, the toughest division in the NFL right now. Baltimore just absolutely taking the boots to the darling Lions. My good. And then Lamar's pissed after the game. Like they blew out the Lions, and he's just grumpy as hell because he just was not happy with the way he played. Which again, I'm just like, take it and run, bro. Like, but I get it. Like and this is the difference in the standard, right? I mean, the Ravens standard is playoffs and Super Bowls. The Steelers standard is playoffs and Super Bowls, right? The Chiefs standard, playoffs and Super Bowls. The Patriots' old standard was playoffs and Super Bowls, for the better part of 2 decades. And hopefully the Browns are taking those steps. Like, the standard for them right now is playoffs. Like, get back into the playoffs again. And anything obviously can happen. The goal is, of course, to win a Super Bowl, but the Browns have never been to the damn game. So let's not put the cart.
How about 2 playoff wins? I'll be happy with that.
Yeah, get yourself into the conference championship game. Give yourself a shot, but they're not going to be able to do that unless Deshaun is healthy. I mean, if Myles Garrett is able to keep playing the way he is playing right now, and the test for me with Myles is going to be, how's he playing in December? Because historically, when you look at his career, that's where he has had some drop off in December. And a lot of that is the attrition of the season. A lot of that is the competition in December. A lot of he's got the teams throwing 4 guys on him to stop him, right? Mm-hmm. I'm interested to see how productive he's going to be able to be in December. But that game that he had against the Colts,
it was amazing. It was
ridiculous. I can't believe that he was able to be in a stance. He didn't run up to the line and jump. He wasn't standing up. He was in his stance, and he jumped. And I'm going to give him credit. They saw something on the Colts film or whatever, because Wyatt. We mentioned this with Wyatt Teller. Mm-hmm. This came up in a Monday Zoom with Wyatt Teller. I think they noticed something with the Colts being low on special teams. Mm-hmm. So, credit to Bubba Ventrone. Again, attention to detail, right? So for all the Browns coaching staff,
I wonder if they worked on that in practice, that jump.
They did. Mm-hmm. They did. Wyatt told us, yeah, he did. Mm-hmm. And So kudos to them for finding that little detail, and it worked. At Miles palmed the ball. Like, if you go back and watch
Right.
it,
No.
he didn't like nick it. Like, it hit him square in the hand. Incredible. The 2 strip sacks that he had. He batted a pass down.
He's got to be defensive player of the week in the NFL, right? Is there any question?
The Browns are going to have 2 players of the week.
Wow.
Miles is going to win AFC defensive player of the week. If he doesn't, it's highway robbery. And then you're going to have Dustin Hopkins for a second straight week. He is going to win special teams player of the week. 3 field goals, 50 yards or more in one day. He's the first. How about this? How about this nugget, Andy? He not only is this a franchise record for the Browns, this is an NFL record. He is the first player in NFL history to hit 50-yard field goals in 5 consecutive games. And on Sunday, he hit 3 of them. And they were 2 54s and a 58 that I think he had from 65.
It had legs, that's for sure.
What did I say going into the season about the kicking situation? I need my kicker to be a weapon, right? Because of you're going to have drives that are going to stall out around the 30 and whatever, right? Yesterday is exhibit A as to why I kept hammering that point home during training camp. Yesterday's game, they do not win without Dustin Hopkins being able to make those field goals. Hopkins is a weapon for the Cleveland Browns, and I can't impress upon you enough how critical that is and how awesome that is. Because when he came here, I'm like, okay, he's the guy that's going to bang home the 40 to 50-yard field goals. He's very good at that, 85% in his career. Perfect. But outside of 50, it's a 50-50 proposition. Now, he's been automatic. He's been 7-7, and I'm going to knock on some wood here.
Yeah, you better.
I'm going to knock on some wood because I don't want to get the bad karma. I don't want to jinx him or anything. But, I mean, he has been automatic from beyond 50. The challenge will be when the weather gets crappy. But, hey, let's enjoy this while it's going. But
they got 4 wins out of it now.
Yeah,
So,
Daryl. They got 4 wins. And Browns fans should feel really good about their football team with one exception. The quarterback. And we've been saying that for 25 years.
Some things don't change. We'll see how they change by Thursday to see if the Browns do anything. That's the next time we'll drop a podcast on you. It's always game day in Cleveland. Thank you, Meredith Kane, our outstanding producer. He's Daryl Ryder. He plays through pain. There's no question about it. We'll be back again with you later this week. It's always game day in Cleveland.